What's up, everybody? Hope you all are doing good. Today is a back day. Not my favorite day, but it's pretty fun. Doing some deadlifts, some barbell rolls, some pull-ups. Just the basic things to get your back in check, get your back nice and tight, nice and wide and strong. But I have to talk about it, and this is going to be a bit more of a rant, so it's not going to be structured or anything like that. But dating is absolutely dead, deceased, whatever you want to call it. It's finished. Feminism has killed it. Blue pill has killed it. Red pill has killed it. These alpha male guru channels have killed it. It's dead. And I will go so far as to say it's been dying since the 1960s. It's been dying since first wave feminism. And it's definitely been dying at a more rapid pace with the advent of social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc., etc. Right? When it comes down to social media, it's quite obvious why dating is failing, or why marriage rates are failing, or why it's hard for people to get in a relationship, especially in the 2020s. When you have women that are having a surplus of options and making more money than they ever have been, it increases the standard to something that is almost unattainable by the average guy. When you think about our parents and the generation before us, they simply dated what was in their community, within their city, for the most part. They didn't travel too far outside. But with the use of social media, you got options from all across the globe. So the competition is even more fierce than it's ever been. And see, beforehand, you were just competing with your average Joes or the people in your neighborhood. Now you're competing against people across the world. So now you have to fight harder for attention, whereas beforehand with your fathers and your father's father, he didn't have to fight that hard for attention. So there's that. Not to mention, on the men's side, it screws us over because now you have a surplus of options when it comes down to content you watch. Let's say you can't get a girlfriend. Most people used to put in the extra effort to get a girlfriend because things like porn and so forth was not as accessible as it is now. Now with the click of a button and $5 in your pocket, you can watch any woman's booty hole at any given time. And it destroys the psyche of men. So social media has destroyed the psyche of men, and it has destroyed the psyche of women. Women have overinflated egos. Men have become lazy when it comes down to dating. And some of us, even men, have overinflated egos because they want let's say the top tier women or whatever. They want the most beautiful and most attractive women, but they're hideous. They don't put in the work into themselves. And we always harp on women entitlement issues, which is very much true. It's very much real, but we never really harp on men's entitlement issues where a lot of men feel as though they deserve a certain type of woman or a certain caliber of woman. But I'm like, you're butt fucking ugly. Let's be honest here. You're not attractive at all. You're broke as hell. You're fat as hell. You don't take care of yourself. You're musty. You don't deserve that. And the thing about it is, these alpha male guru channels that support the rhetoric of self-improvement, which there's nothing wrong with that on a surface level, but it gives a lot of men the delusions that I don't have to really work as hard, or they think that they identify with these people with these parasocial relationships that, oh yeah, I'm just like this guy. No, you're not. Let's go ahead and cut to, you're not like that guy at all. Not even close. So there's that. Feminism has ruined it since 1960 with the first wave. Every alpha male channel or every red pill channel has already touched on this. There's nothing really I can say that will bring any nuance or any new perspective on things that we already know. The biggest thing that they like to talk about is the wage gap. But the wage gap, as I said before, and I've said in other videos, is when you, let's say they're right, and we fix the wage gap, which has already been fixed, but let's say women are actively making as much as men, right? It throws off the balance of nature. So if the man's role is to provide and protect, which it is, and you have women nowadays, or modern women, that can essentially provide for themselves, that destroys one aspect of the relationship that made men feel needed. And let's keep it real here. Yeah, we like to have sex, but men ultimately like to feel needed. We like to have a sense of purpose. This is why we go through dangerous things and do all these crazy things for people that we care about, because it gives us a sense of purpose, right? And speaking of sense of purpose, when you see a lot of losers that don't do anything, it's not that they're necessarily lazy. It's just that they don't have a sense of purpose or a sense of direction. So when you take it with relationships, why would they pursue a woman if A, they can just watch a girl butthole for $5.99? B, women have these crazy standards that pretty much no man can match, and then they end up 40 and lonely. And C, you're having feminism and all these other propaganda and agendas shoved down your throat since the early age of probably like 6 or 7, the moment you enter public school. Why would people think that, oh yeah, dating, why would people think that, oh my God, I can't believe that dating is so hard? Well, of course it is, right? And the sad thing about it is, as the millennials, or the latest millennials like me, are heading into our 30s, I've been in a 7 to 8 year relationship now, and I'm looking at it for people that are single. I'm like, I feel for you. It's actually pretty terrible. There's no way a person can convince me right now that it's easy. Like, the old 80-20 rule is in effect right now. Like, you look, if anybody was to go on a social media website or any kind of dating website, you're screwed. I would tell anybody to save your self-esteem, don't do it. It's simply not worth it. Do not go on a dating app. You'll be better off to talking to people in real life. Dating apps have algorithms specifically choosing to weed certain people out. If you're not 6 feet, if you're not attractive, if you don't have these certain attributes, you're getting kicked out. Speaking of attributes, and again, women's crazy standards, this whole 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6 inches thing is absolutely absurd, right? If a man was to judge a woman by a woman's criteria, every woman on the planet would be single. Because on average, men are stronger, men are faster, and according to the so-called patriarchy that feminism shoves down our throat, every man is a high-end earner, which is not the case at all. I'm part of the people that is not a high-end earner. I can tell you firsthand, and the people I see are not high-end earners. We make enough, but we're not high-end earners, you know. It's simply not true. And the biggest thing I take from this is I watch this, I'm like, well, you know what? What the dating market now is telling people in abundance is, you know what? Screw the average person, not just man, but female too. If you're an average woman, fuck it. When I see women that are out here that are spending $10,000 on BBLs, face full of makeup, but live in an apartment full of roaches and an air mattress with nothing to eat, that should tell you a lot about where our society's going. When you see a lot of female celebrity worship celebrities and all this other stuff, but they're still calling dudes for rides and stuff like that, that should tell you where society's going. Where men have money for OnlyFans and all this other stuff, but they don't have food to eat or a place to stay, that should tell you a lot about not only society, but our dating standards. When you have dudes that are out here that are buying clothes they cannot afford just to impress a woman that does not care, that should tell you a lot. So essentially, the thing is, especially with these alpha male guru channels and all these feminism channels, they're telling you, well, you just can't be average. You just cannot be a guy that works a 9 to 5, that has a simple apartment, that's trying to do the best he can with what he has. You cannot get a woman that way, because the women are programmed to hate those kind of dudes, and men are programmed to hate average women. Like the average girl, I'm not saying that it's with the men it's not as bad, but it's still there. It's still prevalent and people don't want to pay attention, but it's absolutely true. Most men are repulsed by the average girl, just like most women are repulsed by the average guy. It's absolutely true. If you go outside, you can see it all the time. People can sit here and deny it all they want to, but it's absolutely true. The saddest thing about it is the average people is the majority. And the problem is that all these channels are telling you, oh yeah, you can be a alpha male Chad bro, just hit the weight room, buddy. And as a person who avidly hits the weight room, that is not enough. As a person who works a decent job, it's not enough. It's simply not enough. Oh, well, then you have the personality guys. Well, you just need a swell personality and be funny, and then you can get women. It's simply not. It's not that simple. I wish it were. And maybe if we was 20, 30, 40 years ago, yeah, sure. Yeah, be funny, have a decent job, you know, just don't be a dick. And yeah, you can possibly get your life partner, but that is not the case. Where you're looking at it now, where people have to be Instagram famous, Twitter famous, YouTube famous, TikTok famous, so forth and so forth, just to get a glimpse of attention, especially if you're a dude. See, as a woman, you can still get by off your looks. That is the truth. But as a man, you just cannot do that. And especially on the men's side, as I said before, just hitting the gym is not enough. just making money nowadays is not enough. And as my pops told me and other old heads has told me as I was growing up, if you a sucker beforehand and you get money and you haven't fixed those personality traits, you're just gonna be a sucker with money. You're just gonna be a lame with money. Or if you was a lame before you got the great physique and you never fixed the mental issues and mental trauma you had beforehand, you're just a lame with a good physique. It does not changes. It does not change. But that's my overall thoughts. I mean, there's not really much I can go on that I haven't said already or that other channels haven't said already. But yeah, dating is absolutely fucked. For anybody in this new generation, I feel so bad for you. Again, if you like the videos, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a great one, and peace.